Tony Schwartz, the founder of the Energy Project, once said that the only resources that last are the ones that we renew. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how you can naturally increase the amount of energy that you have and how you can use that energy more wisely. In order to truly fix our exhaustion, I feel like we need to talk about what the hell has got us so tired and generally wiped out all of the time. We need to discuss how cultural this is. Humans are essentially pack animals. In ancient times, we needed the tribe to survive, and the best way to stay in the tribe was to fit in, and the best way to fit in was to be like everyone else, to generally do what everyone else was doing. This is why we have trends. We see someone else doing something and we want to do it too. Unfortunately, one of the current trends is chronic exhaustion. We wear our exhaustion on our sleeve like it's some kind of badge of honor. People go around bragging about only getting 4 hours of sleep. We worship at the altar of the barista who can make us a venti blonde latte with 4 shots of espresso so we can get pretty much an entire day's worth of caffeine in 1 cup. And we do all of this because we live in a culture of do more. Unfortunately, all this has done is left us as a society of over-caffeinated zombies who think they're getting more done, but really aren't. We wake up, drag ourselves out of bed, grind our way through work, and then have to stay up far too late to try to decompress from the day, only to wake up tomorrow and do it all over again. And because society tells us that this is what we're supposed to do, we have made it our new normal. But I'm here to tell you that this is not normal, and it's not more productive either. So let's talk about how you can build your energy, take it back from the places that don't deserve it, and then use it all more wisely. Let's learn to work with our natural energy cycles instead of fighting them and trying to be high energy all day, which is not only impossible, it's exhausting. Having gone through burnout, I can't go forward without saying this. Sometimes fatigue is a sign of medical problems that no amount of energy management is going to fix. If you have any of these signs, please check with your doctor. And if you happen to feel not just tired all the time, but angry and like you can't get anything done, then you might be burned out. Check out this video that I'll link up in the cards, and also I'll put it down in the description box below to help you understand more about burnout. Okay, let's talk first about how you can build more energy. Number 1 is to drink more water. I know it sounds crazy, like what the hell does water have to do with exhaustion? But it comes up in the research over and over again. One of the first signs of dehydration is tiredness. So if you're tired all the time, you might actually be dehydrated. My favorite way to figure out how much you should be drinking in a day is to take your weight, divide it in half, and that's how many ounces you should be drinking. So if you weigh 200 pounds, shoot for 100 ounces of water a day. Number 2 is to eat a good breakfast and don't skip meals. Now, I am not here to tell you what foods you should eat or what meal plan you should follow, but I do know that you gotta eat sometime, and keeping those times consistent is helpful for your energy levels. Keep your meal times consistent so your brain and your body know when to expect there to be fuel added. If you never eat breakfast and you're tired all the time, maybe just try adding it in and see if it helps. Shoot for meals with some fiber, some protein, and fats. Don't just hit the simple carbs like donuts where you will get an energy high for a little bit and then have a sugar crash later. Number 3 is to exercise. It's been shown that adding in exercise for someone that is sedentary, even as little as 20 minutes 3 times a week, can help boost energy levels. Plus, exercising improves your productivity for 2 to 3 hours after you have finished exercising, and it will help you sleep better at night. Number 4 is to be careful with caffeine. This is one that I struggled with for a long time, and it was actually aggravating my burnout and making it worse. I was literally drinking 16 ounces of espresso just to get started in the morning, and oftentimes I would have another 16 ounces in the afternoon. But caffeine can stay in your system for 8 to 12 hours or even more if you're an incredibly slow metabolizer like I am. So having it later in the day can really mess up your sleep. This creates a downward spiral of drinking more caffeine and messing with your sleep even more, and then still feeling exhausted all of the time. Number 5 is to get 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night. I know this sounds impossible and probably ridiculous to some. I mean, probably some of you are actually laughing out loud right now, but hear me out. You will be amazed at how much more productive you can be during the day if you get enough sleep at night. A rested hour of sleep is infinitely more productive than one where you are just completely exhausted. The time you spend putting into the sleep will not only make you feel better, but it will make you be more productive during your waking hours. So spend the time on sleep and then get it back in productivity the next day. And if you're really struggling with getting enough sleep, make sure you hit the subscribe button below, because my next video is going to be about how you can get a better night's sleep. Number 6 is to take a power nap. Even on a full night's rest, we have natural energy ups and downs throughout the day. So taking a 20 to 30 minute power nap can be incredibly restorative. Just make sure you're not sleeping more than 40 minutes for your power nap, because that can actually leave you feeling groggy. If you have the time to go longer, you could go 1 to 2 hours and get a full sleep cycle in, but somewhere in that middle zone between 30 minutes and the 1 to 2 hour mark is going to leave you feeling worse than it is better. So what I do is, as soon as I get comfortable and I'm ready to close my eyes, I set a timer on my watch for 30 minutes, and as soon as it goes off, I get up. This is something that I actually trained myself to do, and I would say it took about a month for me to be feeling good after that 20 to 30 minutes. I didn't really feel great the first few times that I tried it, but once I had essentially practiced it, I actually got better at it. So if you try power napping and it doesn't necessarily work the first few times for you, give it about a month of trials. Try different places, not just the bed, but a chair or the sofa. Try different environments, light off, light on, or white noise. I lay down in a slightly dark room, but I do not make it pitch black, and I put on noise canceling headphones to block out my kids. Number 7 is to take a 5 to 15 minute walk. So many of us have sedentary jobs hunched over a computer without even so much as a window to look out of. Conditions like this just suck the energy out of you, and there's only so long you can focus at one time without taking a break. So if you find yourself dragging, then get up and go for a walk, outside if possible. Walks will increase your blood flow, bring your energy levels back up, and help clear your mind so that you'll actually be more productive when you do go back to your desk. Number 8 is to phone a friend. If you're working in a job that you hate, or you have to spend a lot of time around people that you don't like, or that are energy vampires and are sucking the life out of you, you're going to feel exhausted. Take a moment to call a friend that energizes you and helps bring you back to life. Even better if you can meet up with that friend and then go for that walk that I just talked about. Number 9 is to cut back on alcohol. Now, I love a good cocktail, so I'm certainly not here to tell you not to drink. However, if you are using alcohol every night to help you sleep, that's actually going to be making things worse. Yes, alcohol is a sedative, but the problem is that the sleep that it induces is not restful. So the alcohol is actually backfiring on you. If you can't fall asleep at night without some kind of sedative, then go back and check how much caffeine you're having during the day, because that might actually be the culprit. Number 10 is to get a hobby. Doing something else to take your mind off of your troubles is very restorative. Also, doing a hobby can help you get into a flow state, which is actually a really energizing feeling. The other wonderful thing is that your brain is always working. So even though you might be knitting or cooking, your brain is still working on other problems in the background, even though you're not actively thinking about it. This sort of conscious break that you're taking away from your troubles can actually help you solve problems. And then all of a sudden, while you're cooking, you get a brilliant idea that will actually help solve a problem that you probably wouldn't have come up with if you had just sat there mulling over it and making yourself more tired. Number 11 is to do something luxurious for yourself. Now, when I'm talking about luxury, I'm not necessarily talking about spending money, because there are other things that feel luxurious for us that have absolutely nothing to do with money. But if you want to spend the money, go for it. But I know when I had my first child and he was a baby, Luxury to me was taking a shower without him in the bouncy seat outside of the shower. It can be simple things, but go find something that you find absolutely luxurious and go enjoy the heck out of it. Now that we've talked about how to build up your energy, let's discuss ways that you can use that energy that make more sense. Number one is to manage your stress. Think about how exhausting a stressful day is. Now, you might have not done anything that whole day, but sit down. But if that day was stressful, it takes a huge toll on you. Learning some techniques that will help you not only manage stress at the end of the day, but actually manage stress throughout the day will help you keep your energy levels more even. In fact, stress relief doesn't need to take that much time. I have a video that has a lot of quick stress relief techniques that you can use throughout the day, and I'll link that up in the cards and down in the description below. Some of them are as fast as 5 seconds. Number two is to get control of your to-do list. Let's be real here. We are never going to get it all done. Already our to-do lists are miles long and we just add to them every day. Sometimes just looking at your to-do list can be exhausting. In order to use your energy wisely, you need to be focusing on the 1 to 3 things that are the most important to you when your energy levels are at their best. So take a look at that mile-long to-do list and pick out the 1 to 3 things that are the most important things that need to be done today. Anything that doesn't fall into these 1 to 3 things might be something that you need to look at delegating or putting off or just not doing at all. I personally know how hard it is to narrow this gigantic to-do list down to just 1 to 3 things. It was something that I struggled with deeply when I first started learning about this technique, but I'm here to tell you that it is very effective and it will help you move the needle instead of just running around and doing stuff that might not actually be that important in the long run. To help you out, I have a couple of videos linked in the description box, one about how to get control over your to-do list, and one how to put that to-do list through a little technique that will help you prioritize those items. Number 3 is to pace yourself. I mean pace yourself both in terms of how you schedule your day and also how you schedule your year. If every day for you is a sprint from beginning to end where you are just running from task to task to task without a break, and you are not a Gary Vee type person that thrives on that lifestyle, then you need a better plan. So in the morning before you start work, or even the night before, take a look at the day and plot out a plan. Figure out when you have your biggest chunks of time for you to work and when your energy levels are going to be at their best, and put your most important work into those hours. And also make sure that you are not just plotting out work, but that you're also scheduling in breaks and that you don't work through them. Taking breaks actually makes you more productive in your work time than attempting to work through them. In terms of a year, make sure that if you go through any sections of the year that are particularly grueling, like an accountant going through tax season, that you're scheduling vacations and breaks after those time frames. If you've got month after month of nothing but go, go, go all of the time, and you aren't scheduling in breaks, it's not going to be long before you're not operating at your peak. Number 4 is to manage your gas tank. When you think about your normal day, what are the things that fill up your energy tank and what are the things that deplete it? We're all going to have to go through activities during the day that drain our energy, like, hello, me doing the dishes. But if all of the activities that you do throughout the day drain your energy, then that's going to leave you feeling exhausted all of the time. So if the activities that you're doing day after day are sucking the life out of you, or the people that you're hanging around with are sucking the life out of you, then it's time to make some changes. One way to do this is to think about the things that you do over the average day or week and make a list on one side of the things that give you energy and a list on the other side of things that take it away. If the list of the things that deplete you is longer than the list of the things that give you energy, then you might need to look at shuffling your activities around some so that you can find ways to give yourself more energy throughout the day and week. For more about this, check out the description because I have an article that I wrote with some exercises in it to help you figure out which things will give you energy and what sucks it away. Number 5 is to evaluate your habits. When you were doing the energy exercise, did you discover any habits that suck your energy away? For example, for me, it was social media. I had to go so far as to delete the apps off of my phone so that I wouldn't end up mindlessly scrolling Facebook before I even realized what I was doing. For you, it could be constantly checking your email or constantly tracking everything that you do. If you discover that you have habits that are actually taking energy away, think about what they are giving you. Are you doing it for stress relief or distraction or because you're bored? When you figure out what they're giving you, then try to find healthier habits that you can use that give you the same thing that you can replace these energy draining habits with. If you enjoyed this video, stay tuned for next week's video, which will be all about how you can improve your sleep, which will then give you more energy. Before you go, please remember to hit the like button. It really helps me get this video in front of more people that need it. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a video. Thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Press it all from it all time and getting more rest, energy, and getting more that I'm gonna link up in the cards, and I'll have giant to-do list into just one or before I levels and help. Before you go, don't forget to hit the like button.